I want to start this video off by saying this is for people who are obsessed with the meta and play by that rather than just getting characters you love. This is for people who play the gacha solely to get cards to fill their team slots and don't care about characters as long as they have the strongest team. I think any card can work for your team if you put in the work, and this is to help you better understand the card and put it in the right team for both you and that card. If you're watching this, I'm assuming you're already well versed in meta and gameplay, so I'm not going to explain basic gameplay stuff. If you're new and don't know mechanics yet, I have videos on that to fill in some gaps. Rook is an attack fire unit. He's the event R freebie. His max HP is 5,592 and his max attack is 3,853. His attack is higher than the average for R cards. It might not be by a whole lot, but honestly, I actually use this Rook quite a bit over on JP, and he can really pack a punch. Rook's spell 1 is Fire Shot, and his spell 2 is Fire Shot 2. Neither turn to Flame Blast. He has 2 skills. On spell 1 at level 5, he gains a minor damage boost to caster for 1 turn. For spell 2, he has a tiny power drain on foes for 1 turn at level 5. His only buddy is Orda with a minor HP boost. So I'm just going to start off by saying I think Rook is an event freebie that's 100% worth it to max out. He's a mono fire unit, which is always very, very nice to have for exams. So even though his skills only appear at level 5, I think it's absolutely worth it to get him to level 10 so he can hit harder. Anyways, let's talk about building. He'll need 1 Suitor Suit for Groovying, and for his spell levels, in order to fully max him out, you'll need 315 blue bow ties, 292 yellow, and 286 green. It will cost you 79,600 Thou marks. That's assuming you're starting from scratch. If you've already played Ghost Marriage and you've already put some effort into Rook, your numbers are going to be lower. If this is your first time playing this event and you're just getting your Suitor Suit Rook now, you'll need to clear the event story to make him permanent. Riddle is a balanced Flora fire unit. He's our first and original SR freebie. His max HP is 7,576, and his max attack is 4,347. His HP is below average for all cards and SRs, but his attack is at about average. However, this card is one of my staples over on JP, so I always recommend using him just because I've used him a lot. Riddle's spell 1 is Leaf Shot, and his spell 2 is Fire Shot 2. Riddle's spell 1 skill is a power boost. At level 1, it's minor for 1 turn. At level 5, it's moderate. His spell 2 skill, however, is much better. It's a fire boost to allies. You get it at level 5, and at first, it's tiny and for 1 turn, but at level 10, it's minor. Power boost is on the common side, but elemental boosts, those aren't. His buddies are Ace with a minor power boost, and Malleus with a moderate HP boost. Riddle will need 3 Suitor Suits to be groovied, as well as bow ties to raise his magic levels. Like with Rook, if you already have Riddle and you've already started building him, the amounts you'll need are lower. But if this is your first rodeo, Riddle needs 450 blue bow ties, 456 yellow, and 572 green to have both of his spells fully maxed out. It will cost 158,800 Thou marks. To make him permanent to your roster, you'll need to clear the event story and earn 500 rings. Lilia is a defense Flora water unit. He's our second event SR freebie. His max HP is 9,105 and his max attack is 3,644. His attack is above average for all cards, which is very, very impressive. His attack, less impressive, but he's got skills that make up for it. His spell 1 is Leaf Shot and his spell 2 is Water Shot 2. Lilia's skills are Flora Boost to allies and Power Drain on foes. The elemental skill is tied to his spell 1. At level 1, it's a minor boost for 1 turn, and at level 5, it becomes moderate. The power drain is on a spell 2, and you get it at level 5. It will be tiny and for 1 turn, but it turns into a minor drain at level 10. His buddies are Idia with a moderate power boost, and Sebek with a minor HP boost. Lilia is built the exact same way as Riddle. Well, to make him permanent is different. You'll need to clear the story and earn 800 rings to have him stay, but everything else is identical. He will need 3 Suitor Suits for grooving, and for maxing out his spells, 450 blue bow ties, 456 yellow, and 572 green. It also costs 158,800 Thou marks. If this is your first time in the event and you want to fully build every single event card, it's going to cost you 1,215 blue bow ties, 1,204 yellow, and 1,430 green. It will cost 397,200 Thou marks, and you'll also need 7 Suitor Suits and 800 rings. While it's most likely going to be possible to do, that's an insane amount to get within an event time frame. So if you only want to focus on one of them, here's what to consider. If you need cards to give your Flora teams a boost, Lilia is who you'll want to focus on because of his skill. But if you need cards for a fire team, it's a little more complicated. Rook has double fire, which is super helpful, but Riddle has a skill to specifically boost fire spells. I think it ultimately boils down to, do you need support or do you need a slot filled? If you need a card to put into a weaker fire team and boost their fire spells, Riddle is probably going to be your best bet. But if you're just struggling to get more mono fire units to begin with, or you're trying to find a final mono fire unit to fill a mono fire team, I would go with Rook. Epple is an SR defense water flora unit. He's our sole event gacha SR. His max HP is 11,413 and his max attack is 3,140. His HP is super impressive, being over average for all cards. If you need some HP padding, Epple is going to be a fantastic option. His spell 1 is Aqua Wave, and his spell 2 is Leash Shot 2. His only skill is a Power Drain. At level 1, it's a minor drain for 1 turn. At level 5, it lasts 3 turns. His buddies are Riddle with a moderate power boost and Silver with a minor HP boost. Ace is an attack fire water flora unit. He's available via one of the event gacha banners. His max HP is 8,683 and his max attack is 7,574. Unsurprisingly, attack is where Ace shines the best, although his HP isn't awful by any stretch. His attack far exceeds the current averages for SSRs and all cards in general. His spell 1 is Flame Blast. His spell 2 is Water Shot 2 and it turns into Aqua Wave 2 at spell level 10. His spell 3 will be Leaf Shot 2. Ace has only one skill and it's with his spell 3, so this isn't really relevant yet, but he has a Power Drain on foes. At level 1, it's minor and for 1 turn, at level 5 it's 3 turns, and at level 10, it's moderate for 3 turns. His duo magic partner is Riddle, and he also gives Ace a moderate HP boost. His other buddies are Epple with a minor HP boost, and Idia with a minor power boost. Alright, so alternatives. Your best options in my opinion are Dorm Floyd, Birthday Boy Sebek, Apprentice Chef Silver, and Beans Camo Kate. Floyd and Ace are both attack cards, they both have a Flora spell that hits twice, and they share Power Drain. And with Floyd, you actually get that Power Drain right from the get-go. Downsides are Floyd doesn't have a water spell, and he has no buddies in common with Ace. Sebek has the exact same skills and duo magic partner as Ace, which is an incredible find in my opinion. They may not be the same card type, they don't have the same skills, and they don't share any other buddies, but if you're like me and the most meta you pay attention to is spells and duo magic, Sebek is a phenomenal alternative. Maybe he's even worthy of being called a dupe. Anyway, he's gonna easily fill in for Ace. Silver is an attack card, he has the same spells 1 and 2 as Ace, and he even has Riddle as a buddy. However, he doesn't have Power Drain, he doesn't have any skills period, but still, Silver's going to be a great budget alternative if you have him lying around. And finally, Keikun. Like Silver, he has the same card type and spells minus that spell 3. He may not share a buddy with Ace, but he does have that Power Drain. SSR Idia is a defense water flora fire unit. He's got his own special event gacha banner because we have to give him something nice occasionally. His max HP is 13,291 and his max attack is 5,432. HP is his strongest suit, but his stats are honestly pretty good. He's not super below average for attack. His spell 1 is Aqua Wave. His spell 2 is Leash Shot 2 for spell levels 1 through 9, and at level 10 it turns to Forest Strike 2. His spell 3 will be Fire Shot 2. He's got 3 skills, but before you get too excited, 2 of them are tied to his spell 3. But on a spell 1, he has a power boost. At level 1, it's a minor boost to himself for 1 turn. At level 5, it's for 3 turns, and at level 10, it's moderate for 3 turns. Now, over on a spell 3, we have Moderate Curse on foes for 2 turns. It turns into a major curse at level 5, and it stays that way. But on level 10, you gain a minor damage boost to caster for 1 turn. Curse is a super rare skill. He's one of the 3 SSRs that even have it as a skill, and 1 in 5 in the entire game that have it. Even if it's not available yet, it makes Idia a very, very good investment. I mean, his HP is already super good, but the skill makes him a very, very good unit. His duo magic partner is Lilia, who gives him a moderate HP boost. His other buddies are Azul with a minor HP boost, and Epple with a minor power boost. Alternatives. So there's options, but just know if you're wanting an alternative for Curse, your options are not going to line up well with Idia. They won't be dupes. Or match anything else he has. But if you're looking for other Curse units, they're Dorm Uniform Vil, Yasumina Silk, Jamil, it's his spell 3 as well, so you're gonna have to wait a bit, Twisted Sunderland Sebek, and Halloween Costumed Leona. But again, that's only if you care about Curse and you care about nothing else. If you're looking for more than that, here's who I would suggest. Dorm Jade, Outdoor Wear Ruggy, Apprentice Chef Jade, and Skull Uniform Azul. Idia and Dorm Jade have a lot in common. They're both defense cards, they both have Azul as a buddy, and they both have power boost. They share their spell 1, and while they have other spells in common, they don't line up exactly. We also have Ruggy, who I think lines up better with Idia, but really only if you're more concerned with spells. They have the same spells in the same order, have Epple as a buddy, and have a power boost. Ruggy is an attack card as opposed to a defense card, and his other buddies are different, and his other skills, while good, aren't the same as Idia's. Chef Jade seems like an odd choice at first, but just walk with me. He's balanced, he doesn't have Flora or a fire spell, he doesn't have curse or damage boost, but he has Aqua Wave, power boost, and Lilia as a buddy. Sharing buddies can be a difficult criterion to fill, so although I think he could be a little better, I still think he's a decent choice. Azul has the same elements except Flora, is also a defense unit, and has power boost. He shares no buddies with Idia, nor does he share any other skills. So with 2 event SSRs and 2 event banners, you're probably trying to figure out what banner to pull on, and honestly, it's a really hard decision. I use Sudowoodo Idia a lot. If you watch my streams, you know I always talk about my best friend ever on JP, Satsuki, who has Idia as her support card, this Idia. Her Idia has gotten me through so much, and he's one of my staples. But on the other side of the ocean, I have Sudowoodo Ace on EN, and I also use him quite a bit. I'm not as attached to him as I am Satsuki's Idia, but still, he duos with my dorm riddle, and he was a help during Chapter 6. When deciding between the two, I think you need to ask yourself, 1, do you need more attack units or defense ones? And 2, what teams are you considering them for? They have all the elements, so they're gonna be pretty flexible when it comes to team placement, but what you'll need to consider is who else is going to be in these teams. For example, on JP, I often use Satsuki's Idia with my birthday boy Mal, Wishes Deuce, Dorm Trey, and Sudowoodo Lilia team. Malius duos with Idia, and Idia duos with Lilia. However, my go-to fire-water team doesn't have Riddle, Epple, or Idia, so while Ace could be a good option there, Idia would make more sense to pull for because with him there, the team would have better synergy. That's the sort of thing you want to consider, and also, you'll have to wait a bit to get the full potential of these cards because of those spell 3 skills, so that's another thing to keep in mind. As much as I love Curse and I urge people to go for rare skills, it's not like you're going to be able to use it for a while. While I do think we'll get spell 3 for the 2nd anniversary, we honestly just have no idea when it's coming. So you should consider if you're willing and okay with waiting for a major skill in the future and not having it immediately. I think he'd make a good investment, but I'm okay with putting off building until way later, and that might not apply to you. Unlike the SRs, I can't really give you a clear-cut if X go for Y sort of statement. But again, pay attention to your team composition and ask yourself who would get the most mileage in your teams, and use that to make your decision. Once again, thank you everyone for watching my videos. If you would like to support me beyond liking and subscribing and all of that, I have a Patreon and I also have channel memberships. If you like live streaming, I live stream over on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. But yeah, thank you guys for watching my videos and I hope they help you. Bye! Shameless plug over.